Welcome to the first video in section 2, adding and subtracting integers using a number line. In this video, we focus on adding. So in the first example, we have to add each expression using a number line. So A, we have -2 plus +7. So how do we do this? Well, we mark the first integer, which is -2 in this case, on the number line, like this. Then we're going to move left on the number line if the second integer is negative, and we'll move right on the number line if it's positive. So since we have a +7, we're going to move right. And we move right 7 spaces. So let's do that. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So now the answer is just where we landed, which was at +5. So -2 plus +7 equals +5. Let's do that again. Here we will mark the first integer, which is +6. Now this time I notice that the second integer is negative, so I'm going to move to the left. I have to move to the left 9 spaces. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so I'm going to end up over here on the negatives, 7, 8, and 9. So I landed at -3, so that is my answer. Now here I have one more, -1 plus -1. So I start at -1, and I just need to move 1 to the left, which is -2. So that's my answer. So in the last couple of examples, we're going to go backwards. Here we have an addition equation already modeled, and we have to figure out what equation was used to get this model. So here we have arrows to show where it started and where it ended. So I see that it started at -4, so I can write that down. Then we'll write plus. Now I notice that the arrow is pointing to the right, so a positive number was being added. So what positive number? Well, if we count the spaces between -4 and 3, that will tell us what's added. So if you do that, you should get 7. So now whatever number the arrow is pointing at is our answer, which is +3. Now for B, I notice that it starts at +10, and the arrow is pointing to the left, meaning I'm adding on a negative number here. So if you count the spaces between 10 and 2, that will give you 8. So -8 is being added to +10 here. And what is the answer? +2. Now, as we work through all these questions on adding and subtracting integers using counters and number lines, you should try to take note of the answer each time to see if a pattern exists. So ask yourself, if I add a negative and a negative, is the answer a positive or negative? Or if I subtract a positive and negative, what will the sign be? We will explore this more in the next section, but as you work through these questions, just try to see if you notice anything. So that concludes this video on adding integers using number lines. In the next video, you'll look at subtracting.